I'm sure everybody's good and everybody's doing well. So welcome to the introductory session, and always I'm going to introduce those contents in my book known as Mastering Genetics. So I'm sure everybody knows those things relating to genetics, all the challenges, and everybody wants to know those tricks now, the important tricks on how you are going to solve those genetics problems. So the target of this session is just to introduce on how you are going to benefit from those very well organized notes. I have this book known as Mastering Genetics. So I want to introduce this book and specifically to show those contents, how it is clearly organized, how it can simplify the issues on genetics. So that is the target. So basically, you'll find that this book will provide you with the notes part, and also it will provide you with the solution part. So basically, you will be able to access all those two parts, and always they are in a well organized manner. It's just not the matter of having solution, it's just in a well organized manner. So mainly we'll jump straight to the notes, but before that, make sure that you have awareness with another one. I've got the other one, this one. Now this is for practicals. This has got all the selected biology practicals for advanced level, and this is just the cover, but you'll have this also. It is made in a well organized manner. You will be able to access all the practicals, and it has got all the methods of reporting practicals. You will find all reports on dissections, you will find reports on the food test and everything. So those are the targets. So let's go to genetics. Let us see Mastering Genetics. I want to pass through those we call the key areas of the book to show all the important things that you will find them if you have this book. So now the first thing is the organization of the book. As I've said, this book has got two parts. So you'll find that in table of content there we have notes part of the book. Notes part has got all these contents. Now we have those contents from the notes part, and then we will have the solution part of the book. Now solution part has got those two parts. Now it has got two main parts: solution for writing activities, and then has got a solution for practice problems. But those practice problems have been divided into two parts. We have solution to those practice problems marked by star. So you'll find that in practice problem in this book, we have those questions marked by star, and then we have other questions that are not marked by star. So few problems were selected there. So those are the key things that we'll find on the solution part. And the additional thing now, in solution part, we'll have those we call the guidelines. We have what we call the quick guides to practice problems marked by star. Because one important thing to note is, in order to be able to answer a genetics problems, you must have awareness of a pattern of a problem. Now, if that pattern maybe comes from Mendelian or it comes from non-Mendelian, so you must have that awareness that these problems comes to a certain pattern. So this quick guide, this will provide you with all the patterns of the problems included in this book. It will show you that these problems comes to maybe Mendelian, this comes to non-Mendelian, this may be test cross, this is anything else. So we have got that very useful part of the book that is going to help you. So maybe let us start with the organization of the notes part. So I'm going to start with the very first part, organization of the notes part. It has got all these contents, but one beautiful thing from this part is you'll find those who call the writing activities within a book. We have those who call the writing activities. So once you have this writing activity, always it comes from maybe Mendelian, let's say it is maybe from dihybrid. So if this writing activity is from dihybrid, now below that writing activity you will find a link. Now you will find a link to other practice problems that are included in this book that comes from maybe that dihybrid pattern. So you'll find this thing written there: similar pattern, refer practice problems number 1B, 5B. So when you have already successfully performed this problem, so you'll be aware of those who call the guidelines, or those who call the tricks on how to solve that dihybrid problem. So if you need to practice more from other problems, so you will see that link below that particular question. So if you go to practice problems and read those questions from those numbers provided, they will be clearly from Mendelian if it is the hybrid now, so they will be from the hybrid. So you will find everything also even from other patterns like testicles. We have testicles there. So in testicles also you will find a link to other practice problems that comes from testicles. You see the same thing now. So this is a very beautiful organization that has never already occurred, just having genetics organized in this way. So this is for the very first time we have this kind of organization. That's very, very important. Then another important thing is you will have access to those practice problems. You will have access to guidelines. Maybe I can find something there which is very important. Maybe let me search for something. Yes, maybe this one. Guidelines of solving genetics problems. So this is very beautiful part of the book also. Now this book is going to provide you with those important things to consider when you want to answer genetics problem. Now what will be your first thing? Now maybe you have the idea of presenting those information provided in a question, presenting them by using symbols. So you will be provided with the tricks on how you are going to generate those symbols. And generating symbols is a very important part of your answer, because once you generate them in a wrong way, totally, you will be wrong throughout your solution. So this book will provide you with those guidelines on how you will choose those symbols. So you have those we call the guidelines, and then those guidelines are going to start with the first thing is just on how you are going to generate the symbols. That will be the first part, and also you'll have the second part, which is the method of solving the problems. So you'll find that on generating symbols, now this will be specific on those problems that are not provided with symbols, because we have those types of problems that have got symbols, and then we have other problems that lack symbols. So now for those that lack symbols, you will have to generate your own symbols. So we have those key things to consider when you are generating symbols. So you will read by your own, and actually they are found at page number 32. So if you own that book, you will go to page number 32 and find those key guidelines. And also we'll have those key guidelines for ratios. Now when you are presenting genetic ratios, we have those who call the key guidelines, or those we call the guidelines of presenting ratios. So you have to read those guidelines, because once you have obtained the ratio, it doesn't mean you are going to present it in any way. No, we have those key things to consider. So it's very important. You have to read them when they are found in this book at page number 34. So that's how things are going with this book. And so you can have this book either by contacting through those numbers provided in a video description, or those provided in a description on the home page. So you can use just any contact that is provided here, or sometimes you can have this contact here. We have contact somewhere there, down there, so you can use this contact in order to have a copy of this book. If you need a copy of this book, you can contact through those numbers. So that's how things goes with this guideline, and I think very soon I will have a guideline on this practical to show what are important things within the practical book, and therefore maybe moving to the very end of the book now, you will find those we call the quick guide to practice problems. Now quick guide to practice problems. So you will find all practice problems have been provided there with their pattern. So if it is maybe problem number 7, you'll find that maybe number 7 we have got A and B. So number 7A is maybe sex linked and codominance, and then 7B is just the concept of maybe chromosome mutation and everything. So you'll read by your own on those who call the guidelines, and also remember you will find all the solutions now in this book, and also other solutions will be provided through this channel. I'll be solving other problems that have not been solved in a book. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you are a genetics fan, in order to have all the key things from genetics. So thank you for your time and have a good day.